These 8 useful English words will lift your fluency and your IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge score. And you won't just memorize them. You'll meet each one inside the story, feel what it means, then prove you caught it. That's how your brain keeps them for good. On his first day at the new school, Sam was sure of 2 things. He would be an outcast forever, and he would never, ever get up on that stage. He was wrong about both. Sam had moved halfway across the country, and he spoke with an accent the others had never heard before. From the very first morning, that simple thing made him a target. He missed his old friends, his old streets, the warm food that tasted like home. Here, everything was loud and gray and fast, and nothing tasted right. A boy named Drake led the taunting. He mocked the way Sam said certain words. He mocked his clothes, his lunch, and the careful, quiet way he spoke. Every day, Drake's taunts grew sharper, always with that same cruel smirk. And every day, Sam cowered a little lower in his seat, eating alone, saying as little as he possibly could. Sam felt like an outcast in every single class. He began to dread the very sound of the morning bell. The bell that the other children barely noticed sounded, to him, like a warning. Then came the news he feared most of all. The whole school had to take part in the end-of-term talent show. Everyone, no exceptions. Sam had no talent, none at all. He was certain he would stand up on that stage, freeze, and hand Drake a reason to mock him for the rest of the year. For a week, he lay awake, dreading it. He pictured the laughter, the pointing, Drake's voice carrying across the hall. He pictured himself, frozen and scarlet, wishing the floor would open and swallow him whole. Then, 2 nights before the show, something in him quietly changed. He was tired of cowering. He was tired of being afraid. So Sam decided to do the bravest, strangest thing he could think of. If he was going to be laughed at anyway, he would make them laugh on purpose. It took all he had just to muster the nerve to decide it. On the night of the show, he walked out onto the stage with his knees shaking, looked out at 500 faces, and mustered every last scrap of courage he had. And then he did something nobody expected. He started to joke about himself. He told them, in his strong accent, exactly how strange this loud new country had seemed to him. He acted out his first disastrous attempt to order lunch. He told them how he had once said thank you when he meant sorry, and how he had politely bowed to a vending machine. He made fun of the very accent Drake had mocked, leaning into it, playing it up, owning every single word. The hall exploded with laughter, not at him, but with him. For the first time, Sam was not an outcast on the outside of the joke. He was the one telling it. He walked off the stage to a roar of applause, defiant and grinning, a completely different boy from the one who had walked on. And here was the strangest part of all. Drake's taunt simply stopped working, and the smirk slid right off his face. You cannot mock a boy for his accent when he has already made the whole school laugh with it himself. You cannot taunt someone who is no longer afraid. Drake's cruelty had always run on Sam's fear, and Sam, up on that stage, had simply set the fear down. Sam never did become best friends with Drake, but he never cowered from him again. He had learned the secret that courage is not the absence of fear. It is doing the frightening thing anyway, and discovering, on the far side of it, a stronger version of yourself. By the end of the year, the quiet new boy who had been so sure he was a hopeless outcast had more friends than he could count. He had stopped trying to hide the things that made him different. Instead, with one defiant, hilarious, terrifying act of courage, he had stood up in front of everyone and turned every one of those differences into the very reason they loved him. Now, did you catch all 8? Let's find out. A verb meaning to make fun of someone in a cruel way. It's laughing at a person to hurt them, not laughing with them. Drake did this to Sam's accent, his clothes, and his quiet voice. The bully would do what to everything about the nervous new boy? The word is mock. The other kids would mock him for his old, worn-out shoes. A noun for a person who is rejected or excluded by others. Think of someone left out, sitting alone while the others laugh. Sam felt like one in every single class at the new school. The shy new boy was sure he would always be an what?
The word is outcast.
After the scandal, he became an outcast in his own town. A verb meaning to shrink down or back in fear. It's what a frightened animal does, making itself small. Sam did this lower and lower in his seat each day. He would do what in the corner, hoping just to be left alone.
The word is cower.
The puppy began to cower at the sound of the loud thunder. A verb meaning to provoke or mock someone in order to upset them. It's jeering at a person to get a frightened, hurt reaction. Drake did this to Sam, sharper and crueler every single day. The bully loved to do what to the quiet new boy in front of others?
The word is taunt.
The crowd began to taunt the losing team mercilessly. A noun for a smug, mocking smile. Think of the nasty little grin of someone enjoying your pain. Drake wore a cruel one every time he upset poor Sam. The bully's what slid right off his face when his plan failed.
The word is smirk.
He answered with an annoying smirk that made her furious. A noun for the ability to face fear or danger. It's the inner strength to do a thing that truly terrifies you. Sam finally found his on the night of the talent show. It took enormous what to walk out onto that stage.
The word is courage.
It took real courage to admit that he had been wrong. An adjective for boldly refusing to obey or to give in. Think of someone standing tall and unafraid against a bully. Sam walked off the stage like this, grinning and unbroken. He faced the laughing crowd, what and finally free.
The word is defiant.
The protesters stayed defiant despite the police warnings. A verb meaning to gather your courage or strength together. It's pulling together your inner forces for a hard moment. Sam had to do this with every scrap of bravery he owned. He could barely do what? Gather the nerve to step onto the stage?
The word is muster.
She tried to muster the strength to climb the very last hill. Quick recap. How many do you still remember? Mock.
Outcast. Cower. Taunt. Smirk. Courage. Defiant versus muster.
A new English story every day. Subscribe and learn useful words the way your brain actually keeps them. Inside a story you won't forget.